I'm curious because you've had battles, obviously, in the physical realm, in the very literal realm inside of the cage, battles of the mind that we've spent some time talking about, but also battles with health at the highest level of sport. You've dealt with ulcerative colitis for a long time. And since we're sitting here at Heart and Soil HQ, and George has adopted a little bit more of an animal-based diet, you even have the amazing supplement warrior sitting in front of you. I'm curious now, like knowing what you know, I've heard you speak in the past about the healing power of the fasting that you had to do. How much of that was an issue when you were actually competing? And do you think maybe it was caused by the stress component of what we're talking about here, the gut-brain connection, the weight cutting, that kind of stuff?
Well, I first noticed, my symptoms start when I was in the middle of my training camp of my last fight against Michael Bisping.
Why'd you got to do that to my boy Bisping, by the way, George? Come on, you got to do him like that, man?
Well, he was trying to do it to me, so I had to do it to him. It was do or die. But I was trying to put on weight because I was competing in a heavier weight class. So I was under the impression in order to have a better performance against a bigger man, I need to put on weight, which was wrong at the time. I realized I made a mistake, but I didn't know at the time. I was a little bit ignorant. It was the first time I ever did it. And so I was trying to put on weight, and I was forcing myself to eat like 5 to 6 times a day. I was very stressed, and I developed certain symptoms. I had like very severe cramps. I had blood. When I went to bathroom, it was a lot of blood. And it was so bad that at one point I thought I had because I have an history in my family of digestive, gut problem. And even one of my grandfather, his name is George. That's why my name is George, because of my grandfather, he died of colon cancer. And I was very concerned because I was like, man, what the hell is this? And because I was trying to put on weight in order to find out what was my problem. I needed to do what they call a colonoscopy.
Yes.
So they put a camera inside, and to do that, they need to clean yourself. So they give you a bunch of laxatives, so it empty you. And I couldn't do that because I was trying to put on weight, and the fight was just a few weeks away. So I told myself at the time, as I was like, whatever this issue is, I'm going to deal with it after the fight. You know, the fight is in like four weeks left, so I'm gonna deal with it after the fight. And it was bad. It was very bad. So I fought, and things turns out to go very well. I won the title at the Madison Square Garden. And then after I came back in Canada, and I did the colonoscopy, and they found out I had ulcerative colitis, and it's a condition that you're stuck for life. And I was on severe medication. I was on anti-inflammatory. I had to take these anti-inflammatory every day. And I made a lot of research because I don't like taking medicine. I mean, when I don't have to, I always look for an alternative solution. And I found out that there's a doctor. His name is Jason Fung, and he treats people that has diabetes and gut problem with fasting program. And it got me very interesting because he had a lot of success. His rate of success is huge. So I met with him, and he told me to do fasting. And I happened at the time to have a friend that I got in touch with that lost a lot of weight through fasting. And I remember he was like, even his skin looked different. That he improved his condition so much in a very small amount of time because of the fasting. So it got me very curious. So I started doing it. My friend, in less than a month, my symptom disappear. And I start to reduce the posology of my medicine to the point that I no longer need it. And it really changed my life. And on top of that, I start to get interesting into diet. And I was talking to Paul Saladino, and I know a lot of guys like Joe Rogan tried the carnivore diet, and they had very good comment about it. A lot of all the people that I've talked to that tried the carnivore diet, they were like, "Oh, I get more shredded. I felt great. I don't have that feeling after a meal that you're sleepy because you don't have the carbs." and the sugar. And I'm someone who loves sugar, you know. So I decided to try it for 1 month. Man, it got me so ripped. I looked like I was on a steroid cycle. It was crazy. Like I'm normally very fit
Yes.
already, but when I did that 1 month carnivore diet, I was like I was actually lighter a little bit than I am normally, but because of the illusion, my skin were like right on my muscle. I look like a bodybuilder. It made me look bigger. So I really liked what I saw, and I liked the fact that it made my body less inflammation.
Yes.
So I remember I was able to recuperate a little bit faster, and because I didn't have the sugar, I slept better. So it changes me. It changed the way I was looking at things. You know, of course, now I'm, you know, I still went back to not my old way, but I still love chocolate, pasta sometimes, which is not recommended if you do a animal-based diet. But I'm more aware of what I put in my body, you know, especially because I'm getting older.
Yeah.
And if I would have, if I could go back in time and talk to a younger George St-Pierre, I would 100% would have talked to him about that. It's a game changer. Yeah.
Hello friends, if you enjoyed that clip, then you can watch the entire thing by heading to this link over here, or you can find us wherever you find podcasts by searching Radical Health Radio. If there's value here, please hit that like button, let us know in a comment what your biggest takeaway was, and hit subscribe, support the show as we support you. We'll see you soon.